Welcome to another episode of our View on Cry Out TV. I am Theodore Ngumba, your humble host. In today's episode, we are going to highlight key roles played by some in the judiciary, like the president of the Fako High Court, the state councils, and the custodian of the enforcement of the rule of law in the Southwest region, who is no other person than the Attorney General, better known in French as Procureur General. It's been over 3 weeks since the Cameroon government officially announced the death of journalist Samuel Wazizi, who was arbitrarily arrested, illegally detained, tortured, and murdered by the Cameroonian forces. It is commonplace in Cameroon to hear stories on how the poor are being denied justice. To win a case in Cameroon, it is who you know and how connected you are. In Cameroon, you will often hear someone you have disputes with ask you, "Do you know who I am?" And it has become a taboo for the poor to seek justice even when violated by the so-called elite class. Now, let us look at the case of murdered journalist Wazizi and establish certain facts which the judiciary is doing all to erase. Wazizi was arrested by the Mbia 3rd District Police and not the military in the town of Mbia, which is under the Southwest region where he lives. This grants Mbia High Court jurisdiction to this case and not Yaoundé or any other court out of Mbia. So why was Wazizi handed over to the 21st Motorized Infantry Brigade? Why was he transferred to the death squad of Colonel Bankui? It is very obvious that in the course of doing his program, Halaya Mata, he stepped on someone's toes and it was time for payback. State Counsel Emmanuel handled the case of Wazizi with his immediate boss, Sunjo Didakus, who is senior state counsel in the Fako High Court. We want everyone to know that the Cameroon judiciary practice hierarchical subordination and obligation to render account even when there is a clear violation of the law. So we understand why certain decisions were taken by State Counsel Emmanuel Due to the above-mentioned practice by the legal department, we did not bother to contact Mr. Emmanuel but went straight to his boss, Sunjo Didakus. We want our viewers to understand that State Counsel Sunjo Didakus responded and cooperated during our investigations. Due to his cooperation and honesty on this case, we decided not to air our conversation in order not to jeopardize his position. On June 9th, the president of the Fako High Court, Mboge Wilson, gave the following ruling, which came as a shock to everyone following this case.
When the application came over here, the applicant was present in court. He was represented by his counsel, Emmanuel, while the legal department was represented by his counsel, Emmanuel, Deputy State Counsel, legal department. Counsel on either side addressed the issues involved in this application. Meanwhile, on Friday, June 2020, we communicated with 019 carried 7 8
No,
09/8308/45 the head of communication division in the Ministry of Defense, Captain de Brigade Cyril declared that the victim in this application was transferred to the Central Criminal Investigation Service of the National Gendarmerie on August 18, 2019 via the Military Security Division, and he died while in Cameroon early on the morning of Saturday, August 17, 2019. The court has taken judicial notice of the aforementioned communique of the Ministry of Defense. If communique number 325/CRP/019 issued by the head of communication division of the Ministry of Defense, Captain is anything to go by, then on the 13th of November 2019, when this application was filed, the victim in the said application was not only outside the jurisdiction of this court, but was also dead. Section 584 of the Criminal Procedure Code provides that, and I quote, President of the High Court of the place of arrest or detention of a person or any other judge of the said court shall have jurisdiction to hear applications for immediate release based on grounds of illegality of arrest or detention or failure to preserve the formalities as provided by the law, unquote. In the instant case, this court could not have had jurisdiction to hear and determine an application filed on the 13th of November 2019 for the immediate release of Emmanuel Samuel Wazizi, otherwise known as Wazizi, who was transferred out of the jurisdiction of this High Court about 4 months previously and has since died. I fervently believe that the applicant and his counsel were out. I fervently believe that if the applicant and his counsel were aware that the victim had been whisked off to Yaoundé as far back as the 15th of August 2019 and that he died shortly after that, they would not have filed his application. Upon reading through communique number 355/CRP/Murdered/019 issued on the 5th of June 2020 by the head of communication division of the Ministry of Defense, considering the fact that the victim whose immediate release was being sought by the applicant hearing was transferred to Yaoundé long before this application was filed on the 13th of November 2019, considering the fact that the victim was not in custody of any person within the jurisdiction of this court at the time this application was filed. Mindful of the conditions of section 584(1) of the Criminal Procedure Code, I hold that this court lacks the jurisdiction to entertain this application, and I hereby declare it inadmissible. Court order. The parties are reminded of their rights to appeal against this ruling within the time limits provided by the law.
He dismissed the case of Wazizi based on a press release by Head of Communication at the Ministry of Defense, Cyril Ngemo, and not by reference to a death certificate. He also claimed the case was out of his jurisdiction. We decided to continue our investigations and reached out to Mr. Emmanuel Mbia, who is the Procureur General of the Southwest region, for questioning, and this is how he decided to play the game.
Hello?
Hello, is this the Attorney General?
Hold on. Hello? Oui. Oui, mais pendant ce temps, mes briquettes vont décomposer. Non, toi, fais ta calcul, tu me décomposer seulement un montant. Moi, je ne sais pas pour un calcul. Voilà, 80 250. Je viens voir ça. Il m'a trop volé. Moi-même, je cherche, maintenant, j'achète mes choses. Et puis, je suis comme ça. 80 250, tu as dit. Ok. Hello?
Hello.
Yes.
I'm sure I'm talking to the Attorney General.
Yes.
My name is Theodore Ngumba, and I'm an investigative reporter for Cry Out TV here in the United States. Yes, I'm calling about the case of Samuel Ajeka Abunwe, popularly known as Wazizi. He's a journalist. And with the way things have evolved, we asked questions, and I said, I need to reach out to the custodian of the enforcement of the rule of law in the Southwest region, and that happens to be you. Now, my question to you is, why have you chosen to be silent when a citizen was arrested illegally and detained without any charges, and then later on it is discovered that he was finally murdered by the military men in your jurisdiction?
No. You should know that I'm Mbia.
Yes.
According to the information you got, did he die in Mbia or somewhere else?
Well, that is, like you said, is information. But when he was arrested...
No, I cannot... Wait, sir. I cannot, discuss about this matter on phone.
Okay.
If there's somebody on the spot here who can come to my office and we discuss face to face, I will receive him and so to as soon as he will be there.
Okay.
We cannot talk at phone.
I will do that. I will send somebody like you have said, but this is the thing, and I understand it's because of how...
Send somebody and tell him all the information you want to get, and I will give him all the information. There's no problem. Send it, even tomorrow morning.
Okay. The problem that I have is, I understand it's because your hands are tied. The judiciary has been hijacked by the executive in Cameroon. But this...
No, if it's tied by that, I will off my phone. You call me.
Yes.
I have an application in my phone. You cannot get me if your number is not registered in my phone. If me will call you back.
I understand.
Because I realized that somebody was trying to get in touch with me. Now you have your position. It's yours.
You're not going to scold me, Monsieur le Procureur. I understand, and I'm happy and I'm grateful that you called me back. I am very...
And now you started by saying that the judiciary is under the police. No.
It's 10 months. This guy is dead. It's 10 months. Who are the people that took him from the Munya police station?
If you cannot come yourself.
I'm in the US. Who are the people? Whoever I send there risk the chance of being arrested, because that is how this country that I come from...
Now.
You did.
Yes. And the one who are telling you, send somebody, I will receive it.
Okay, can I ask you for a favor?
Yes.
Can an investigation be opened, because this happened, it started in your jurisdiction, and this guy's arrest was unlawful, it was illegal, he had no...
That is your position.
Okay.
This is your position there.
That is my position. The reason why the reason why I'm saying this is because he was never charged. There was no charges levied.
Send somebody who can meet me even tomorrow morning. I'm available and open to such discussion. But with somebody who is present, I cannot discuss with him for.
I don't want to put anybody's life at risk.
No, there is no risk. I'm telling you, send somebody. Whatever it is, I will receive it today.
Okay.
Tomorrow morning.
Okay, Monsieur le Procureur, why would you...
Wait, because on Friday, I will be very busy. I cannot receive somebody on Friday. Maybe tomorrow or after. Even next week. So send somebody, there's no problem.
Okay, I will try to see if I can have somebody that will have the courage to come and see you.
Well, it doesn't need courage.
It sure does.
You try to send such bad pictures of Cameroon and the PG. And the one who called you, I saw that he was trying to call me. And you couldn't have reached me if I didn't call you.
True.
don't forget, whatever happened, we still brothers and sisters.
Yes, and you are the custodian of the enforcement of the rule of law in the Southwest region. But we have a case here of a young journalist that has been murdered.
That is your problem. You know what a journalist? You know what a journalist is?
Yes.
Can send somebody with this, because I have documents in my in relation with this matter.
Okay.
All the documents I have.
Okay. Is it okay for me to give your contact to one of the other?
Don't give. I don't know how you manage to have my contact.
Yes.
But my office is known by everybody in the Southwest. The PG chamber. I think you come and meet me. There's no risk.
Well, unfortunately.
Wait. You cannot get in touch with me if I don't want.
True.
You were trying to call me on my other number.
Yes.
My other contact, your phone contact.
Yes.
You tried. And I noticed that somebody was trying to call me from America.
Yes.
In Texas.
Yes.
I call you back. What are you saying?
Michel Procureur, I want to tell you that I appreciate. True. I appreciate the fact that you have called me back, but there is one thing that I want to ask you as a favor. Can an investigation be opened about this guy? Because we are not going to stop. The media is not going to stop. It's not going to stop. We are going to put pressure until people are arrested and charged. Because it is not a crime. Let's assume that he was a terrorist and he had charges. He was supposed to be charged and brought into a courtroom, and then they can give him whatever verdict. That is how it's supposed to be. Not killed, and then, it's hidden for 10 months. Before now, the government is coming. The pressure will come from every international body around the world.
I'm not a member of the government.
I understand. You're not a member of the government, but again.
And as I told you, I have some documents to give him or on their behalf. If there's nobody, okay, let us call me the person.
Okay, I will try to get somebody. Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome.
Yes.
Okay, you're welcome.
Mr. Emmanuel Mbia made it clear he had the file on his desk and will work with us to disclose certain information only if we send someone to see him face to face. One of our secret strangers opted to meet with the Procureur General, knowing this will help solve a part of the Wazizi murder puzzle. We then made calls to connect our secret stranger and Mr. Emmanuel Mbia. Surprisingly, Mr. Mbia stopped answering our calls. We later sent him a message to cooperate as a whistleblower through email and promised not to disclose his identity. Mr. Mbia read the message and decided to go Sosongo until production time. After questioning numerous individuals whom we cannot name due to a whistleblower agreement with us, we can now point fingers to Emmanuel Mbia as team member of the death squad of Colonel Bankwi. A court is an institution of the government with the authority to adjudicate legal disputes between parties and carry out the administration of justice in civil, criminal, and administrative matters in accordance with the law. In Cameroon, the court is an institution of the government used by the rich and powerful to legitimately violate the rights of and privileges of the poor while enriching officers of the court through bribery and corruption. Our view is proposed to provide investigative reporting content and aimed at presenting the truth to our viewers. If you enjoyed this episode, please support us by downloading our app on Play Store and App Store and by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to visit our news blog, cryoutnews.com, and follow our social media pages. We urge you all to download the Cry Out app now so that you don't miss the next episode. Stay tuned as we release the latest update of our app with interesting features like the whistleblower feature and the eyewitness reporter feature. Thank you all for your time. and stay tuned.